Hey guys, and welcome back to Mad About Skin. It's official, The Ordinary are back. For a while, I think The Ordinary started to fade. You know, they had their viral moment 5 years ago, and since then, we haven't had a whole lot of new launches, and people started to question whether their focus on single active formulations really fit people's demands in 2023 and 2024. Well, they obviously were listening because last year they released a slew of new skincare products, each and every one of them going viral in their own way. People singing the praises of these new formulations and what they were doing for their skincare routine. The Ordinary are back, and to celebrate the fact that they have a new product launch at the end of this month, which honestly I don't know anything about yet, but I'm already super excited to try out, I thought let's recap on their newest launches, what my personal thoughts are on them, and how I would use them in order to get maximum results. Sit back, relax, let's talk new products from The Ordinary. Now, before we get into this video, I would of course love to know what your thoughts, feelings and opinions are on any of these products. I know quite a few of you guys out there will have tried them, so sound off in the comments section below and let's get that conversation going. If you enjoy this style of content where, I try, I share, and I talk about the products in an unsponsored way, because don't forget, we don't do sponsorships here on Mad About Skin. And if you appreciate that, don't forget to reach down and give this video a big thumbs up and a like. This really does support me as a content creator, because the more likes a video gets, the more widely YouTube will distribute it on its platform. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you all so much. Now, without further ado, let's cut that waffle and delve straight on in. Now, starting with the earliest of their new releases, which hit around January time last year, if I'm not mistaken, we have this. This is the Ordinary multi-peptide lash and brow serum. Now, I will leave an image of all these products here, and I will link them all in the description box below. And I'm trying to do links for different countries of the world, which hopefully will make it as easy as possible for you guys if you did want just a convenient shortcut to them. Check out the price point wherever in the world you live. So again, check them all out there down in the description box below. But this kind of hit the market and people were a bit surprised. They thought, really? Is this skincare? It's focusing down on the lashes, the brows, but they still bought it. They tried it and everyone seems to be fangirling about it. Now, this is the sort of product that you do have to invest in. I think it took me about 90 days, if I'm totally honest, until I started to see the results. So after that 3-month period, I was hooked and I've used it ever since. But I would caution, have a bit of patience, maybe buy a couple of units initially so you know that you've got them on hand and you're going to continue to use them. Because I can imagine this is a product which a lot of people might use up after like 6 weeks and think, nah, I've not seen any results. I won't bother continuing. Do push through that because honestly, the results are phenomenal. This is a really inexpensive lash and brow serum, and I know this should be a given, but it's also safe to use around the eyes. It's baffling that in a world where we should be putting the consumer first, lots of lash and brow serums out there have been proven time and time again to be potentially dangerous to the eyes and to the areas that we're applying them. The Roden and Fields one obviously was like the standout in terms of this sort of malpractice, and I'll link some information about that below. But for me, it's baffling that the brands, are able to get away with this for so long. Well, The Ordinary have tried, they've tested, and they've got the full disclosure on this product, so you can use it with confidence, knowing it's absolutely fine in the areas that it's intended. And that to me is really important. It's peptide-based, and I think peptides have such a great role to play in our skincare routine. Over the first 90 days worth of using this, I found that my brows in particular were fuller. They were easier to manage and tame, and I don't know, I just felt that it helped take a few years off the look. We always focus on our skin, the fine lines and wrinkles, but don't forget, over time our lashes and our brows will thin through as well. So anything we can do to kind of return a little fullness and volume will help to, cheat a few years off our actual age. I absolutely love this. The applicator is really easy to just swipe through, but I will be honest, I don't use this on the lashes. I don't know. I don't know why I don't. I just use it on the brows. But I use it morning and evening, and I would never be without it. Now, 2 of their serum launches this year, I think these are the 2 viral sensations from the brand. We have the Soothing and Barrier Support Serum, and we have the Aloe 2% plus NAG 2% solution. So I think the Soothing and Barrier Support one is the one that's got most attention. And, it's not hard to understand why, because just look at that coloration. It's very Instagrammable. It looks different. You don't see this on the market. But actually, beyond just being visually appealing, this genuinely works. I can't say I use this every day, because I don't. But those days where I feel that my skin needs a little extra TLC, maybe I've just done an exfoliation, which I tend to do once a week, I'll use this afterwards. Maybe I've been out and about and the wind has maybe dried out my skin a little bit, or it's feeling a little tender. I'll use this when I get back. And it just kind of works like that. It sinks in. It has a really nice scent to it. It's fragrance free. It's all just the natural compounds within it that give that scent. But I personally really like this. I put it on and my skin just feels instantly relieved, calmed and soothed. Because some of the ingredients in here as well, it will kind of offset some of the redness that you have. So if you wake up and maybe you've shaved and you think, oh, looking a bit patchy, things are a bit red. Again, put a little of this on and it just kind of works. It's that universal product that I think everybody should have in their skincare collection for those times when you need it. For me, that's after an exfoliation, it's after I've shaved, which I tend to do like 3, maybe 4 times a week. This is just that product that works for me. I will also say, I know that it looks a little bit, you know, around the top, it does look a bit skanky. But I would say, as I'm showing you these products, if you think, maybe that looks well used, that's a good sign. Always be skeptical of any content creator that shows you an immaculate, perfect bottle, because that implies they've never actually used it or they've only just got it in PR. Look for products that look a bit battered and well loved, because that's a true test that content creators actually used it, loved it, and applied it multiple times. And this, you can definitely see that's been the case. For the ordinary aloe 2% plus NAG 2% solution, I actually crowned this to be the best skincare product of 2023. I'll find that video and I'll link it up there. I stand by that. It is such a beautiful product that I think deserves as much love as that barrier supporting one gets, but because it hasn't got the snazzy coloration, it kind of gets forgotten about. This though is great because that aloe calms and soothes. The NAG fades your hyperpigmentation, and this slots seamlessly into every skincare routine. You don't need to think about what it pairs with, what it doesn't pair with, because it just goes with everything. And no matter what your skin type, tone, or level of sensitivity that you have, this can work for you. So I'd say it's one of those products where I'd say, buy it, try it, just slot it in with the rest of your water-based serums after you've cleansed, and I promise you, you'll see results. I definitely find that I'm more on top of my hyperpigmentation game than I used to be. Any breakouts that I have, breakouts being the main source of my personal hyperpigmentation issues, they fade so much quicker, my skin feels brighter, and it's definitely hydrated. I would definitely recommend this. Of all the products today, this is the one I'd say, get it, try it. I think honestly, you'll be as hooked as I was. I absolutely adored it. Now, before we come onto the cleansers and the moisturizers that they launched, I'm just going to talk very quickly about this. This is the Ordinary Azelaic Acid Suspension 10%. Now, this isn't a new launch. It's been around since the Ordinary themselves launched as a brand. But I think there's been a cheeky reformulation. Now, they haven't said anything. This hasn't been declared in any way, and the strength hasn't changed, still 10%. But having tried and used this many times over my skincare journey, and it's always been like almost a bit grainy, it's pilled, it's balled up, it's not worked. Let me tell you, this now works like a dream. I don't know what they've done, but it's worked miracles. So it's not a new launch, but it's a product that you might have tried in the past, not particularly liked, and let me tell you, is worth a second chance. So you put an amount on, it is so gorgeous on the application. It sinks in, as you see, it's just gliding on and it disappears without a trace. Before it used to leave a film, a mask, it was really weird. It also smells slightly different. Again, fragrance free like all the Ordinary products, but the old one used to smell particularly odd. Just odd is how I would describe it. This actually doesn't. It's the same great strength of azelaic acid, just in a better base formulation. Look at that. It just feels so good. This is the product that you can now use with the rest of your serums, your lotions, your moisturizers, without it balling up all over the place. Whereas before you couldn't. So I'm here to say, The Ordinary, if you're watching, if you've done a cheeky reformulation with this, sing it loud and proud, because I personally love it. And I think we should be advertising the fact that this might have changed for the better for a lot of people. So if you've been put off in the past, maybe give it another go. I'm so impressed with how this feels on the skin. Beautiful. And almost acts a bit like a primer. It just gives you a really nice, good skin day. Now, let's come on to their new cleansers and new moisturizers. I usually would say, how excited can you actually get about cleansers and moisturizers? You know, the good stuff happens in those serum steps where we all lose our mind over a new product or a great active that we can slot into our routine. The cleansers kind of start your routine or a means to an end, and the moisturizers we use when we have to get a little extra hydration. However, that shouldn't be the case. There are some exciting cleansers and moisturizers out there, and I think The Ordinary have really ticked a lot of boxes with these. So let's start with their cleansers. This is the glucoside foaming cleanser, and this is the glycolipid cream cleanser. Now, look at the size difference in these two. Can you tell which one I use the most? It's this, which is a glucoside foaming cleanser. Again, battered, bruised, well used, and a sign that I genuinely use this very regularly in my skincare routine, and my skin loves it. This is by far and away the most gentle of the foaming cleansers on the market. And this is really important for someone like me that has super oily and acne prone skin. We want a cleanser that's going to remove some of that excess oil, but we don't want one that's going to leave us tight, stripped and dried. This ticks that box. In fact, it ticks every box. It's calming, it's soothing, it's hydrating, but also removes the excess oil. It's like a miracle worker. And I would say, if you have an oily skin type, this is an absolute must. Definitely would recommend. The product that I use less, but only because it's still amazing, but only because it's not as applicable for my personal skin type, is this, which is the glycolipid cream cleanser. This is a great option if you've got a drier skin type. I think the foaming one for oily skin types, this one for dry skin types, and this, again, really hydrating, but almost works like a double cleanse in one. It'll shift water-resistant SPF, waterproof makeup, but it doesn't leave a trace of film on the skin. So if you're too lazy to double cleanse, just reach for this, and it does it all in one. I love it. Like I say, I don't use it that frequently because I just find the other one more applicable to my skin type, but there's two options on here. The same goes for their moisturizers, which we're going to end on. These are their two moisturizers, which are the natural moisturizing factors plus phytoceramides, and the natural moisturizing factors plus beta glucan. So both of these are in addition to their original natural moisturizing factors. But again, why would you reach for that original one where you get the same base formulation plus a few added extras? So let's start with the phytoceramides one. This is a beautiful cream. In fact, I'm going to put them side by side. That's the phytoceramides one. This is the beta glucan one. Can you see the difference? Gel, cream. I shouldn't have I put way too much on there. Let's just work that in. So if you can see, this is the beta glucan one. Disappears so seamlessly into the skin. And again, I put way too much on there. Let's just get rid of that. This is the phytoceramides one. Thicker, more occlusive, which you need if you've got a drier skin type. So I would say, go for the beta glucan one if you've got a more oily skin type. Go for the ceramide one if you've got a drier skin type. I think the reason that these are so special is the price point. You often have to pay a lot for a good ceramide moisturizer. Not anymore. The beta glucans are really difficult to find. They're a great calming and soothing ingredient, and it's really hard to find in a moisturizer. Well, you've got it here. I use both. I tend to use the phytoceramides one on a night. I'll tend to use the beta glucan one on a morning. But I would encourage everyone to kind of buy both, because I think then you can match to what your skin needs. In summer, when my oil levels go through the roof, the beta glucan one is my daily holy grail. Gives me just the right amount of moisture, but it doesn't leave me feeling like I'm wearing a mask. You can sweat through it. As grim as that sounds, it's important to us oily folk in summer. We have to let our skin breathe. And if we're wearing like a sheet of product, that doesn't feel good. This lets your skin breathe, and you can elegantly perspire through it if you need to, and it just works. The ceramide one, if you've got a particularly dry skin type, you might want to use year round. It's fine. I have both. I use them interchangeably, kind of depending on what my skin needs. I am thrilled that The Ordinary have kind of upped their game, because I still think there's a real niche in the market for high quality, affordable skincare. The cost of everything is going up and up, and so I really think The Ordinary have a part to play in offering affordable, budget-friendly skincare that genuinely delivers. These new launches, I think, are amazing examples of how they're managing to do just that. I don't know what their new launch is that's coming later this month. I, of course, will give you the full details the second I know, but one thing I do know is I'm really excited. For a long time, I wasn't that enthusiastic about The Ordinary. I like their products, but it was hard to get excited when nothing new was coming. Their latest launches are really well thought through. They're priced really fairly for the formulations, and I like to see that they're bringing some multi-active elements to it as well. These are things that I think suit the more streamlined approach to skincare that we're seeing in 2024, and just prove that The Ordinary, once again, are ahead of the game, ahead of that curve and delivering great options. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, wherever you are in the world, guys. Stay safe, stay well, and love your skin. Take care. Bye!